think is one of the most talked about teenagers in the world right now? Is it singer Billie Eilish? K-pop band NCT Dream? Or Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things? While 11 is trying to keep the imaginary Demogorgon at bay, there's one teenager who has made it her life's mission to keep our planet safe, quite literally.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I am 15 years old and I'm from Sweden. I speak on behalf of Climate Justice Now. When I was about 8 years old, I first heard about something called climate change or global warming. Something humans had created by our way of living. Because we are facing an existential threat and there is no time to continue down this road of madness. We are facing a disaster of unspoken sufferings for enormous amounts of people. And now is not the time for speaking politely. Now is the time to speak clearly.
In August 2018, as a run-up to the Swedish elections, she decided to skip school for 3 weeks to protest outside the Swedish parliament.
What do we want? Climate justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Climate justice!
She wanted to get her country's politicians to make climate action a priority in their manifestos. But just like our planet, she too has seen her fair share of personal struggles.
When I was 11, I became ill. I fell into depression. Later on, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, OCD, and selective mutism. I think in many ways that we autistic are the normal ones, and the rest of the people are pretty strange, especially when it comes to the sustainability crisis.
Greta is on the autistic spectrum, and while that may evoke an "oh, you poor thing" in many people, she has an audacity and tenacity that most normal kids couldn't even imagine. Case in point, who would stand up to the biggest politicians, leaders, and environmentalists in the world and say this?
You only speak of green, eternal economic growth because you are too scared of being unpopular. You are not mature enough to tell it like it is. Even that burden you leave to us children.
Her no-nonsense style of climate advocacy has gotten her many fans across the world.
You really inspired people just all around the world.
Greta, you are an extraordinary young lady.
Enthusiastic and dedicated environmental campaigner.
Listen to her speak truth to power as she looks to the future.
The inspirational Greta Thunberg.
Greta is already making a dent in global policy making, and that's won her a lot of accolades around the world. She's been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for her activism, and she's also made it to the cover of Time magazine. Yet her biggest contribution is actually the global movement that she sparked. Every Friday, kids around the world skip school to protest against political lethargy and inaction towards our climate emergency. On 24th May, there will be a global school strike for climate, where tens of thousands of students will protest in more than 100 countries from around the world.
In Sweden,
Mexico,
in the Netherlands,
in India,
in Australia, Turkey,
in Russia,
Switzerland,
Mauritius,
the USA,
Italy,
Croatia,
in Mongolia,
in Georgia,
Germany.
You can find out more about a protest near you or start one of your own by following the link in the description below. Now you may think, oh yeah, sure, Scandinavian country, rich people, they have a lot of time to think about this stuff. But actually, developing countries like India have a lot more to lose. The Kerala floods in 2018, water shortages and extreme heat waves that are sweeping many parts of the country, and more recently, Cyclone Fani, are extreme examples of the growing climate emergency that we're living in. And unless drastic steps are taken in the next 11 years, we are walking into a climate crisis that will become irreversible.
You say you love your children above all else, and yet you are stealing their future in front of their very eyes. We cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. We are failing, but we have not yet failed. There is still time to fix this.
Greta is showing us a mirror. What side of history do we want to be on? It's up to us to choose. This is Kavya from Tech2 Science. Stay tuned to Tech2 for a lot more from the worlds of science and tech.